Hey, what's up guys? You've all been very patient waiting for new videos, particularly my work EDC video, which I mentioned I would do. A lot of nice messages saying, rock on, you're back, that's cool, but where's the new videos? Well, working on it guys, you know how it goes. But I'm gonna give you that video right now. In fact, I'll do it one better. And you know what? I'll do it two better. I'm gonna give you the first ever triple EDC video. And what does that mean? It just means I'm going to show you 3 different EDC setups I've had in the recent months. Ever since the move, I've gone through basically 3 different specific scenarios, and I'll break it down into detail as to what I'm talking about, but each scenario calls for a different EDC. The biggest reason would be capable. What am I actually capable of doing, or capability, I guess is the correct word to use. I can't have a bunch of stuff all the time. All right, if I have to run to the dump real quick to throw something out because we don't have local pickup, garbage pickup, and we have like a refuge center that I have to drive to if I want to throw my garbage out, I don't get dressed up for that. All right, I may run down there in a pair of pajama pants if I'm sitting around and look at the clock and I go, oh crap, they're closing soon, and I got garbage that's stinking up the house and I gotta make a run. I don't get dressed up for that. I don't throw on pants and my belt, shirts and jacket. I just run to the thing. In fact, I shouldn't even be saying this, but in the summertime when it's hot, I've gone there in my underwear. All right, and I can't really explain how it's set up there. And yes, it is completely illegal to drive in your underwear, but it's extremely freeing and an amazing thing in its own way. And yes, I'm a strange person, but let me elaborate a little bit. Talking about summertime, it's hot as you-know-what out, and I'm probably sitting in the house just in my boxer shorts and just stuck to my leather couch and just feeling awfully hot. And I go, oh crap, I have to go do something. And if it's something where I don't really have to get out of the car, and by the way, this is something I don't do very often, okay? I don't think I'm just a freak or a weirdo. But once in a blue moon, I may throw on a t-shirt and just my boxers kind of look like shorts, so what the heck? I've had conversations with people at the dump in my boxers, and it's dark out usually when I do this, and they have no idea that I'm standing there in my underwear. As long as that one button is shut in the front, then no one's the wiser, right? But anyway, this is the point in the video where I've gotten just a little bit too personal, and I really should remake it, but I'm not going to. One, due to a level of laziness, and 2, just because it's funny and it's truthful and honest, and that's just life, whatever. So yeah, occasionally I go out in public. I'm not decently dressed, so it does vary depending on what it is. I don't specifically have underwear in public EDC, but I'll get to that in a moment. Anyway, where do you go from there? All right, I got 3 guns on the table. Let me just check those real quick for anyone who's interested in gun safety, and briefly have a rant, which will be unnecessary, but I'm going to say it anyway because I just speak my mind. A lot of recent debates as to what kind of gun safety should happen here on YouTube. There's a broad spectrum of people. Over here, we have the extremists that say, you have to take your gun apart every single time to show there's no ammunition, and no matter what, you can't touch that trigger, and you can't point it at the camera, and you can't, put it down on the table too hard. It might go off, and you're gonna scare little children and make them cry. They're very extreme, okay, and what people refer to as the gun safety Nazis, okay? And on this side, we have people who just, will wave a loaded gun all over the place, okay? Neither one of these people are very good to have around, okay? We don't need any of these people. But somewhere in the middle, where you have the average gun channel who just, safely shows their guns. Maybe they safety check it, maybe they don't. If they do safety check it, they'll just quickly look in there. Okay, I'm empty. They may have a magazine with ammunition in it, they may not. For the most part, they don't touch the trigger. Okay, they keep their finger out of the trigger guard area if it's exposed or something. They're generally safe. Sometimes they may muzzle sweep something or someone. Generally, it's on accident. And usually, it's rare. Okay, these kind of people are what you call average. We're all human beings. We're not perfect. Okay, I would say the gun community as a whole is 99.99999% good people. They're family people. A lot of them have children. They have wives. They're very safe with their guns. Sometimes they may be making a video and they slip. However, they're not in danger to you in any way, shape, or form. Okay? We're going to look at that again. I am empty. There's no magazine in here. Just going to dry fire. You can see, specifically with the Glock, the trigger is in the rearward position. At least you know it's not cocked. Okay? So this is a safe firearm. Put that down. Kel-Tec P3AT, one of my most used guns. Dirty as it can be. All right? I mean, not internally, but externally. There's a little bit of pitting here. Just all scratched to crap. There's pocket lint in it. Actually, while this is out, I will be cleaning it before it goes back in the pocket. But just want to show you there's nothing in this gun. This does not have a lockback function on it. So I just gonna have to kind of, let's see if I can do this. There we go. Nothing in the chamber. A magazine in here. All right. This does not stay rearward, but you can see that it is now safe. Okay. Extremely well used gun. Carry this thing everywhere. Everywhere I go. For the last probably 6 months, I've been carrying it as a backup weapon to my Glock 36. So I've been carrying 2 guns. But, and I'll talk more as I get into the video. I don't always carry 2 guns, but if I don't have that, I certainly have this all the time, every single day, no matter what. Okay, this is always with me, unless, and the only exception to this is unless it is illegal. And I'm talking about occasionally I'll travel into New York State or New Jersey for shopping. I'll cross over the border to go to ShopRite or something. They have a lot of sales, and it's cost efficient for me to travel there to do some certain things, you know, like fill up my tank or something. But it's rare. I don't always do that. And when I do that, I do have my guns in the car, properly locked up and blah, blah, blah. So it is illegal for me to travel with it. However, I can't have it on my person. And God forbid something happens. It's too hard to really get to anyway. But I like just knowing it's there. So second gun, safe on the table. Third gun, it's a little hooker gun. The 22 long rifle Derringer. This is made by Cobra. Just pop this open real quick, show you those, both those barrels are empty. Okay, guns are safe. So, I have an array of things on the table here. Guns, knives, flashlights, tools, and we're going to be talking about them. Like I said, this is a triple EDC video. I'm going to show you 3 different setups that I have. The first setup is basically the top portion. Actually, sometimes it's this, not always, but it's basically everything up here. Okay. One thing you won't see in this video, just because I forgot to grab it, there's no other reason, is my my wallet. I forgot my wallet, and my wallet comes with me every single where I go, every single day. All right, and even if I'm in my underwear, it's still in the car. Now, in my wallet, the only thing of interest, besides obviously money, a couple credit cards, bank cards, stuff like that, ID, gun, concealed weapons permit. The only thing in there that you guys would care about would be the Victorinox Swiss card, which I've done multiple videos on. It's a flat credit card size multi-tool. It's got a toothpick in it, flathead screwdriver, little tiny pen. It's got a pin in it. It has a small blade. And what else? On the side of it has a ruler, I think up to 3.5 inches, something like that. Handy little tool. Always have it. Every single where I go. Okay, so no matter what, I have a knife on me. When everything else you see are just multiples and secondaries and backups to my backups. So, that's it. You don't see the wallet. Okay, besides the wallet, obviously the phone. Cell phone's with me everywhere I go. This is a iPhone 3GS. Don't really care about phone technology. Don't have a single app for this phone. Okay, this is my work phone. That's all I use it for. I don't like talking on the cell phone that often. It's a convenience and a necessity these days. It used to be where a cell phone was convenient. Now it's really your only option. I mean, you can't even find a payphone anymore. You know, do that for me. Go out to your local center of town, wherever you live, and just try to find a payphone. I haven't seen one in years. They just disappear. So, if you don't have a cell phone and you're like me and you kind of live in the woods, you know, you're not in a good place if you're in an emergency. So, but you know, it's like you see in the scary movies. If there really is an emergency, you don't get service anyway. So it's really just for fun. Anyway, I got this case here. I forget what it's called. Let's see. I'm going to have to read the logo. This was sent to me by a viewer, and it is one of my favorite things I've ever gotten. I mean, I've gotten a lot of really cool stuff, but it's called Vaja. It's the Awesome Vag company, made for women. It's beautiful black leather. Just kidding. Vaga, V-A-J-A. I don't know. Sounds tasty to me. But they make an awesome cell phone case, and it seemed a little fruity to me at first to have this kind of thing hanging, and I didn't like it. But I have to say, when the phone's not in use, awesome. Keeps the screen from getting damaged. I don't have any screen protectors or anything. I got dirty fingerprints on there. You know what I do? Every now and then, I take my shirt and I just kind of wipe it down. It's really not a big deal, guys. You don't need all this fancy crap. All right, a couple strokes on the old shirt and it's shining. Look at that. You see my ceiling fan perfectly. So anyway, that's the deal. And also, I'll take this out of the case occasionally and just throw some Windex on everything and clean it all up real nice, because the back is kind of crappy too. But awesome case. I think it's an expensive case. I mean, like 70 or 80 bucks. But if this wasn't sent to me and I did get a chance to try it out like I have, I'd certainly fork over the dough for it. It's definitely worth it. And kind of cool looking with the little skunk stripe on there. Reminds me of Pepe Le Pew, the old Looney Tunes pervert. Was Pepe not a total rapist or what? You know, I rewatched some of those cartoons and I love them. I grew up on them. But I'm like, whoa, Pepe, you gotta slow down, man. You're gonna get a restraining order if you don't, knock that crap off. But yeah, he always got his way. So anyway, cell phone, everywhere I go. Also, really cool about cell phones is the video feature and camera, obviously. Something that's sometimes overlooked, but I see all kinds of crazy crap, and of course, being a YouTuber, I love the idea of having a camera on me at all times. Now, if I see Bigfoot or an alien or something, I'm sure I can't get it out fast enough, but it's a small detail that can be overlooked. Generally speaking, if I see wildlife, and I have done this before, I made videos on the phone. If I have something pop in my head and all of a sudden I'm taking a walk or exercising or something, I can vlog about it. It's just, if you're a YouTuber, you better have a camera on you at all times. Now that I'm kind of in this thing, I have been for a couple of years now. Most of my life goes on YouTube. I mean, as far as hobbies are concerned, if I tape myself 24 hours a day, I have my own show, which would be kind of cool. But I just don't do it. But the whole point of me saying that is that you never know what you're going to see or what's going to happen to you. It's great to be able to capture on film if you're fast enough, turn it on. All right, so that's always with me. So I can take that off the table for a second. Keys, obviously, the keys are always with me. Even if I'm not driving, which lately I have been taking rides and carpooling with people to save money. And they still come with me because I lock up my house, okay? Nothing too special on this. Still love my CountyCom skull. I haven't talked about CountyCom in a while. They got a couple cool new things on their website, and the website did change. It's kind of upgraded now. It's looking pretty slick. But yeah, just no money for that stuff as of late. So anyway, love the skull though. Stainless steel, I get compliments on it all the time. It's also a CountyCom box knot lanyard, okay, with a little plastic bead on it. Pretty cool. Use it just as it's supposed to be used, as a lanyard. Keys go in the pocket, this hangs out. Looks kind of decorative, but more so functional, because when I need my keys, just grab that and they slide right out, okay? Besides the actual keys itself, the only thing I have on here is a small S-beaner, also from CountyCom. This is just so I can clip my keys to my belt loop on my pants, if necessary, if I want them out of my pocket. If I end up putting too much crap in there, I can take them out of the way. Besides that, this was sent to me by a young viewer. I believe he's only like 12 years old, Boy Scout. And it's such a simple concept. And I can't tell you how many times it saved my butt and how many people have really thanked me for this. And what it is basically a little bit of duct tape on a hollowed out, or a portion of pen. You take a clear Bic pen, you cut a little chunk of it, you put some paracord through it, okay? It's just basically a paracord loop, the ends knotted off and then burned. All right, so now you have this hard kind of core, you can say, because obviously if you wrap the duct tape right to the cord itself, it won't have as much structure. It'll be a little more floppy, and then when you get to the very last piece, it's not usable because it's stuck to the paracord and usually melts from the heat and stuff. But anyway, it's a nice little cord, slides real easily like that, back and forth. You can make this as long or as short as you want, and you just wrap the duct tape around there, okay? And if you need, patch something up, peel off the ends, and get yourself some duct tape. It's awesome, and I can't tell you how many times I've been at work. Well, I can tell you, because it's not an extremely large number, but there's at least 3 times that I can recall where someone was, like when I was picking up the mail because I do transport sometimes, and I have to wait until a certain time to get the outgoing mail out of those boxes, the drop boxes and stuff. And I see people going to the post office last second, in a hurry, you know, it's like people going to the bank. They wait till like the last minute, they look at the clock, they go, oh crap, I gotta go down to the post office before they close, and they're in a rush. And they get there and they have packages they have to ship, and it's not even taped up or anything. And I've offered tape to people before, and they're like, oh my God, thank you so much. This one woman had a box, I don't know what she was trying to ship. She had one of those little tape size VHS boxes, priority boxes. And the thing looked like a ball. I mean, whatever she shoved in there obviously did not fit, and it was busting open. And I said, ma'am, you know, that's probably going to break open in transit, and you're going to lose whatever's in there. She's like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? Well, it's not the end of the world. I got some duct tape on me. And she was like blown away by this. She said she could have her son make her one as soon as she gets home. So anyway, extremely, extremely handy. I have something else on here. It's a very small knife. I'll talk about this in a moment. Yes, I know. It's suspenseful. But hang with me. You know, this is already a long video. But I'll talk about that because that is part of my work EDC, okay? So keys, always on me. So let me put that off to the side for a second. Okay, so Glock 36, 6+1, 45 ACP, obviously semi-automatic, awesome gun. Works every single time I pull the trigger. What I did with this one is when I first got it, I just changed the factory sights to some night sights. And that was it. There's no other alterations to this gun. Works beautifully. It's an amazing gun. This little 45, the original, still had the double recoil spring system. I know some of the newer, larger frames have them. But it just really, really reduces the recoil. And on a 45, you would think, whoop, well, let's put this on the right way. So this is where most people would edit the video because it makes them look like a fool. But all you gotta do is take a second, breathe. Let's see what I'm doing wrong here. There we go, you see? Don't force any. Oh, no, that's not right. There we go. Wow. I look pretty dumb. But you know what? That's life. It's real. Whatever. I saw a couple videos recently, people taking down their 1911s. Fabio Crow, man. I saw you. I cracked up. And that was just for you. Because we're all human and we're not perfect, okay? Even though some of the gun guys that are just awesome, awesome shooters and they live, eat, breathe guns, you know, and they break them down real fast and they pop everything off and you know, it's all good. And you know what? Every now and then they fumble just a little bit. It's no big deal. Whatever. We're not perfect. But anyway, a little shout out to Fabio Crow. I'm glad you're back, man. Even though you're not pumping them out like you used to the videos. You know, we're all busy people, but you're a good person. I've always liked you. We got to hang out sometime. You're not too far from me. And I don't know why I'm talking specifically to one person because there's a whole lot of people watching this. And yeah, let's move on. Feeling goofy tonight. Da, 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 da. Glock 36, awesome gun. The reason I got that is because I wanted a 45 caliber Glock, and I wanted the smallest one they made, and that's the smallest one they make. It's the only single stack Glock there is. Period. And it's awesome, and it shoots great. What else? All right, I was talking about the Kel-Tec P38C. That's separate most of the time, but occasionally I will carry this as a second gun, okay? When I do carry it as a second gun, I carry this cross-draw style because I still only have the right side in the waistband holster. So normally it'd be my right side. And what I'll do is I'll carry my Glock 36 on my right side as I normally would any gun. And then the Kel-Tec swings around just like this on my left side, okay? So this is the gun configuration if you were me looking down at my waist. All right, so my main gun comes out, comes back in like that, and of course if I need to draw my back up, it would be a cross draw over and then slip out. All right, so that's how that configuration I have. I would say 4 out of 5 times I don't carry both guns, but like I said, every now and then I'll carry both. So that is the gun situation for a full loadout, talking, you know, heavy pants, it's getting cold, winter kind of deal, okay, which is coming up, but the last couple months I've been doing it anyway, just minus the jacket. All right, besides guns, flashlight. Full-size flashlight, the Chloris XT10 has been absolutely amazing. Amazing light. what a great bang for your buck. I have a full review on this if you're interested, but one of my favorite kind of medium-sized flashlights, and I shouldn't even say medium, it is pretty small, but considering technology and all the other great lights out there, it's not super, super small. Fits in the hand, almost completely concealed, okay, and throws out a heck of a lot of light, so I really like it. Pretty simple light as well, okay. Besides that, as far as tools, just my little Leatherman P4 squirt. You can see a lot of usage on this one. This thing gets used all the time, mostly for the pliers. Okay, I can tell you since I've had this tool, I have only used the file one time. Knife blade I've never used because I carry so many knives. This is just my backup, always razor sharp. All right, so for some reason you ever catch me with a dull knife, not gonna happen. At least I have a backup that's unused at all times, 24 hours a day. Except for when I'm in the shower. I don't carry this in the shower. Other tools on here, like the little Phillips and stuff, you know, rare. Very rare that I even use those. This is basically for the pliers and the wire cutters. But awesome to have, and they do come in handy, and I can't tell you how many times I actually use this thing throughout the week. If I had to give you a number, because you demanded a number, I would say probably 15 to 20 times a week. I'll take this tool out and I'll use it, and people are like, oh my God, you know, what is that? That worked great. And I said, it's a Leatherman P4 squirt. You should pick one up. It's about 30 bucks. 30 bucks? I don't need that. Yeah, you don't need it because you have me around you. You dumb. People are lazy, aren't they? How many times someone said, why do you carry a knife? Why? Why do you do that, weirdo? And then like 20 minutes later, like, you got that knife? I got to open something. Yeah, I got that knife. You lazy bum. Buy your own knife. Anyway, so multi-tool. Trolley changer, haven't shown this in a while. I've been carrying it on and off. When I do a full loadout like this, I will grab the trolley changer, and it does come in handy. And people are always like, you know, what is that thing? And I always tell them, and they never get one because again, they're lazy. But they're amazed by it, and they just lose their attention span after like, you know, 30 seconds. Like, oh, what is that? It's really cool. Well, it's a trolley changer, and then they kind of like doze off. Ooh, it's gonna rain today. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, what else? Knives, of course. Main knife for a while now has been my favorite knife. The small classic Sabenza with the micarta inlays. What an amazing knife. Absolutely love it. One of these days I gotta get a big brother to this guy. Gotta get a full-size Sebi. Don't know what kind of flavor, but love the knives. Absolutely love them. Another shout out I'm gonna give to Zippo This, Knife That. He's, I recently said I was jealous of him because of all the cool crap he's been getting lately. And of course he blames me for getting into knives, but seems like a really, really nice guy. I'm pretty sure he works real hard for his money, you know. So it's not like he's just some rich kid buying stuff he doesn't use. I mean, he really appreciates knives. He has an awesome channel and very, very good taste in cutlery. So kudos to you, man. You just got a Rick Hinder knife. Oh my God, make me cream my pants. Awesome stuff. But anyway, I love my Sebi. You can see, oh, I know it's getting worn. How dare I actually use my knives? But it's beautiful. And believe it or not, I don't get a lot of compliments on this. People just see it as kind of a plain Jane knife, you know. But I know what it is. That's all that matters. Now, here's the controversy. Yes, an automatic knife. Pennsylvania law. Well, look it up, and once you find out what it is, don't really care what you think, because I found that in my personal case, my personal scenario, my knife is never an issue. Never, ever an issue. I do not condone, nor do I promote illegal activity. However, my concept here is that I carry a gun, sometimes two guns. What do you care what kind of knife I have in my pocket? It's no more dangerous than my pistols, so don't bug me. And so far, no one's bugged me. And this is something I don't carry every day, okay? But I'm gonna be honest, occasionally I do carry it. And it's awesome, and it's a lot of fun. And it's flashy. This is the Frank B tactical stiletto. Obviously, as you saw, it's an automatic knife. And yes, I know, Pennsylvania law, blah, blah, blah. You didn't see it from me. But it is pretty cool. Now this is going to be a project knife because it will open boxes and it is sharp, but it's got such a thick edge. I mean, the stiletto blades are not inherently great slicers, okay? They're really just meant for stabbing. That being said, it does have a sharp edge, and yes, I can use it to cut stuff. But I want to do this project where I really take down the relief edge on this and see if I can open that up a little bit and get a sharper, cleaner slice out of this knife. But for now, just have to use it as is. Doesn't really get used that much. It's more for flash. It's just for fun. Around the friends and stuff, whip it out and cut something. Go, oh, cool, what's that? You know how that works. It's always fun impressing people. And then they lose their interest. Oh, it's gonna rain today. Whatever, man. Whatever. So that's my main setup, okay? Keys, phone, gun, light, 2 knives, multi-tool, and a change holder. All right? Pretty fun, very useful, high quality stuff, and it works for me, okay? Now here's something I will give you, a little piece of advice for any of you guys watching. I know there's a lot of people out there who likes knives, who likes guns, right? You maybe like flashlights. Please, do me a favor, okay? If you can't afford what you want, don't compromise, don't settle. If you really, really want a Sebenza, all right, for $400, save your money and get a Sebenza. All right, don't buy a $20 knife, and you know, if it makes you happy, that's great. But if there's something you really want, buy quality. Save your money, be patient, you know, be mature about it, and when you finally have that money, you buy that product and you enjoy it, and it will last you a very, very long time. If you buy cheap, you're gonna get cheap performance, okay? It's not always the case, but don't settle on stuff, and that's a general life rule, all right? If there's a really cool car you want, and you really just cannot afford it, and you're being real, and you have to buy something cheap because, you know, you got a family, that might be different, all right? But for most things in life, I mean, obviously the car situation is a responsible thing as opposed to a, you know, a selfish act. You know, you don't spend all your life savings getting a Dodge Viper or something when you got a little kid that you have to drive to the supermarket all the time. But I'm veering off the subject here. I'm just saying, for the most part, you buy quality once and you have it for a long time. You enjoy it. You know, it's a good product. You don't buy cheap because you have to keep replacing it anyway, and it's not going to give you the performance. It's not going to give you the happiness you're looking to get out of it. All right. So that goes with everything, and specifically guns and knives here, flashlights, everything you see. I know a lot of people watch videos like this and they go, oh my God, you know, I'm jealous, I can't afford that. Trust me, I can't afford that, all right? It took me a long time to get some of this stuff. A lot of bartering and trading back and forth. You know, I'm a broke guy. Please don't think that I have lots of money because I show expensive stuff. These are my hobbies. This is what interests me, and sometimes I'll find a way to get that money. Of course, legally. You guys have a weird thought pattern. But on a serious note, you know, save up your money. It's worth it. It may take time. I mean, I've been doing this for you know, about 15 years now. Guns, well, not guns, but knives. And if I want something expensive, I'll find a way. And if I can't find a way, I don't get that knife. It's really that simple. It's not the end of the world. This is all for fun, all right? None of this has to happen. EDC stuff, it's not a necessity in life, all right? If you can't pay your bills, if you can't get your mortgage payment done, or if you can't pay for your electric or eat for the week, don't go out and buy an expensive knife. That just seems like common sense. But anyway, that's the loadout. Glock 36, Chloris XT10, Leatherman P4 Squirt, Charlie Changer, Chris Reeve Sebenza Small Classic, micarta inlays, and a Frank B Tactical Black Stiletto. Of course, then cell phone keys. All right, so that's the big kibosh. That's the whole kit and caboodle here, and occasionally, you know, Keltec Keltec Leatherman P4 380. That seems like an awesome gun tool. Come on, Jeff, get with it here. I got too much crap, too many titles. How do we remember all this stuff? Keltec P3AT pocket pistol. Okay, so now that's the big stuff. That's like I'm getting all dressed up, and I even left out my watch and bracelet and all that kind of crap. All right, that's not super important because this video, who knows, is gonna be like, Jesus, a 2-hour video. That's like the big getting dressed up. All right, now let's talk about the average day where maybe I'm going food shopping. I'm gonna be out of the house, but not for a very long time. But I'm still getting dressed. Okay, I'm not doing my underwear run, if you will. Now we're talking about Glock 36 comes out of the picture. Okay, too big, too heavy for some of the other attire and clothing that I choose for a small trip to the store or maybe just a day trip somewhere. All right, that's too heavy, too cumbersome, you know, that whole deal. That comes out of the picture. Keys and phone always stay. All right. Now, flashlight. Although it's not a heavy flashlight, I do swap out. All right, and I go with the 4.7s Preon, single AAA flashlight. And you can see the wear I'm getting on this light. Thing gets used, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Awesome flashlight. Can't say enough about it. Super lightweight. It's nothing. All right, just melts in the pocket. Okay. So now we're talking about. Let's move some of this stuff. Phone, keys, flashlight. All right. In addition to that, the Leatherman P4 Squirt comes with me. Still lightweight, tiny. Throws, sits in the pocket with the flashlight. They're usually together in the same pocket, banging around. That's why there's some wear on both of those. Always comes with me. All right, very lightweight. In addition to that, also have the Kel-Tec. Okay, a little 380. Will get the job done in most situations. A lot of people will say, poo-poo, you can't go with the 380, you gotta get a 45, Go with a 44 Magnum. You need the 50 A&E or ain't gonna get the job done. Look, it's a bullet, okay? You put that bullet between someone's eyes, it's gonna take them down. I don't care if you're shooting BBs, all right? No, in every situation, you're not gonna get the job done. But you know what? It's better than nothing, and I feel sufficient with it. I do practice with my firearms. I shoot as much as I can to make sure that I'm responsible with the gun. I've talked about this before. If you are a gun owner and gun carrier, if you will, you do have a responsibility to be decent with it, okay? So in some situations, you go to pull a gun out, you hit someone by mistake who you're not aiming at and you kill them, you just committed a murder. Some people don't think about that kind of crap. All right, if you pull a gun out to defend yourself, okay, or someone else, you better hit what you're shooting at. All right, otherwise you could look like an idiot and you may suffer in jail for the rest of your life because of it. All right, so know what you're doing. No, it's not perfect for everything, but like I said, totally better than nothing, and I feel adequate with it. And like I said, I do not leave the house without a gun. If I'm going somewhere, I can legally have it. And that is, I'd probably say 90% of the time, I have at least this gun on me. Okay, if you run into me in the street, I will have that gun on me. That's just how it is. All right, and many people on YouTube have talked about this before. It's better to carry a smaller gun and always have it than to have a big, bad, awesome gun that sits on your desk at home when you really need it. All right, so that's just being real. So that's basically it. That's the loadout. It doesn't seem like much, right? In addition to this, I do also have a knife, but it's a combination of things, okay? If I'm going lightweight, I'll do one of these knives usually. Okay, we have two Victorinox knives here. We have the Secretary, extremely thin. It's like nothing, okay? Two blades on this, a large spade blade, or excuse me, no, it's not a spade blade, a drop point, standard, Swiss Army knife blade. Then you also have a small one as well to accompany it. Awesome knife, literally weighs like, I don't know, a half an ounce or something. Gets lost in the pocket, but you always have a knife on you, okay? Sometimes if I don't carry this, I'll grab one of these SAC Classics. I have a bunch of them with the standard red scales. This one happens to be one that was customized, has a little bit of tether cord on here, like a brown color, and a nice wooden scales that were custom made. I want to say it's Cocobolo. I'm not 100% on it, but it looks nice. It's kind of reddish brown. So it'll be one of these knives with my light loadout there, okay? In addition to one knife, it won't be both. But it'll be one of these, and remember, I always have that knife blade in my Leatherman P4 Squirt as well, okay? That's the light load, going to the store. Generally speaking, I will also have another folder of some kind with a pocket clip on it, but I don't have one to represent it here. Don't always have that, but I always have at least one knife, okay? So that covers that. Now, down to the original purpose of even starting this video was my work EDC. I mentioned that I do work in a hospital type environment. I cannot have a dedicated pocket knife, okay? If I go in there with a knife, a tool that's just a knife, I can't do it. I'll get in trouble, I'll get fired, okay? However, I can carry a knife in a multi-tool form. All right, I can't have a dedicated knife, one thing that's just a knife. That's a no-no. But a multi-tool is very purposeful and also allowed, even though it does have a knife blade in it. So the Leatherman P4 Squirt has been the go-to multi-tool. In addition to this, I also have a, let's see, I have a Leatherman Juice, which I don't carry that often. I have the Leatherman, crap, I can't think of the name of it. It's got the small in this, it's got the scissors in it, and the name is escaping me. Oh my god, cutlerylover doesn't know what it's called. No, I can't remember, honestly. But it's a little bit small in this, and it has scissors for the main tool. And I'm sure some of you, someone smart out there will tell me what it is, because it's just off the top of my head, I honestly cannot remember. Like I said, no one's perfect. But one of these multi-tools will accompany me with the Preon, because it's an awesome flashlight. Now these two go into my scrub, the top, I guess it's considered a shirt, just goes over a regular t-shirt, just the scrubs, you know, but it's got two little front pockets, you know, and what I'll do is I'll keep one in each pocket, and it kind of evenly distributes the weight among my shirt, and they're very functional. I use the flashlight quite a bit at work, all the time. People drop stuff behind their dresser and all kinds of stuff. If you don't know the full details as to what I do, I'm a PCA, I'm a personal care assistant. All right, I'm helping people do their daily tasks, everything from wiping their butt, which is not very exciting or fun, to walking. In some cases, people have a variety of disabilities and issues, whether it's physical health issues or mental health issues. Every day is an adventure, but it's everything. I cook for them, serve them food, clean up after them, entertain them, do physical exercises, mental exercises, keep them company, tell stories, wipe their nose, you know, put on their clothes, everything. Everything you need to function from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to bed. So it's important I'm always there and alert and everything. But the flashlight, like I said, people drop stuff all the time, and I can't even begin to tell you some of the weird things I found in weird places. But this flashlight always helped me. All right, so that's very, very awesome to have. Also, sometimes I do little projects. Arts and crafts, it kind of keeps me busy sometimes when there's downtime, and people really enjoy it. It's kind of fun for them, and the multi-tool definitely comes in handy with the arts and crafts. Everything from using the wire cutters for pipe cleaner, animals that I make for people, down to using the knife blade very discreetly to carve a rotten grapefruit. Do you ever see those, the pumpkins that have the faces that they're like throwing up their guts, the seeds and all that stuff? Well, I had a rotten grapefruit at work, and instead of throwing it out, I decided to carve it into one of those things where it's kind of puking. And I did this a big elaborate thing, and I'll show you a picture of it right now. I thought I would do that to entertain everyone there, and everyone got a hoot out of it, a total kick out of it. Loved it, made people laugh who are usually not happy people, and they have a lot of things to be sad about. And it's nice to really give life to people, and something simple or stupid like that does. It makes people giggle, and it makes me feel good that they're happy. But anyway, the multi-tool certainly comes in handy for a lot of different stuff. Okay, now let's talk about my quick EDC. This is the third EDC that I would, like I said, again, a recap very briefly for work would be my flashlight, my small multi-tool, and let's go back to the keys, because here is my dedicated knife, but no one cares about it. They really don't. And that is the miniature slip joint here. Now this has a abalone handle scales on it. It's made by Frost Cutlery, which I know is horrible, but it's an awesome little knife, and this was sent to me by a viewer in a set of 4. And they're really beautiful little knives, you know, considering, and very functional. It really does not look like it, but it's a sharp little blade, and this will do a lot of the cutting tasks that I need at work. Only used it once to cut, but it's just good knowing it's there. Gotta have my knives. I don't care what rules are. I'll get them somehow, and it really gets lost in the keys, and no one's even ever noticed it before. And I've had people hold my keys, you know, and handle it, and I say, you know, grab my keys. The only thing they ever notice is this. I know, what's this thing hanging? Hey, is it supposed to rain tomorrow? Yeah, I'm talking about people walking around like zombies. They don't know what's going on. So that's pretty much it. Now, let's get back to the run to the dump in my underwear. That's where the hooker gun comes in. Okay, the little 22 Derringer This thing usually sits in my car. No matter what, it's in my car. But if I run out to the car and I forget, like if I don't strap any kind of gun on me, my Glock 36 I totally forgot about, and even this I go, oh my god, I even forgot the Kel-Tec. This is always in my car, and this will just simply slip right into my pocket. No holster for anything, except for today when I'm doing the video. It is usually loaded with two 22 long rifle. They're Hornets. It's a hyper velocity round. And this does have a safety on it, as a physical safety that blocks the hammer. Okay, it's also in the half cock position. Okay, there's no way this is going to fire at all. Now, even if this does get cocked back fully and I go to shoot it, it will still be blocked by the safety. Okay, so it's an extremely safe position like this to just be randomly floating around the pocket. No matter how I grab this, no matter how hard I throw it on the ground, it's not going to go off. Okay. So this is my just go-to, holy crap, I just forgot my gun completely gun. All right, now in addition to the emergency gun in my car, I also keep 2 emergency knives in my car. Now this one I've experimented a little bit. A couple days I left my Sebenza at home when I knew I was gonna be out doing kind of dirtier work. I didn't really wanna, you know, mess it up too bad. And I've used these 2 knives. Now this always sits in my glove box. This was the custom-made Kiridashi I got a long time ago. It's got a 0 grind on it, amazingly sharp. It's got a purple and green textured canvas micarta grip on it. It is a funky little knife, and let me tell you something. This thing would definitely get the job done if I need to shank someone, but it's not why I carry it. It's just my emergency knife for the car. It's great for utility. It's got a perfect utility edge, just literally just razor blade. Nice polish on it. Pretty spiffy looking if you ask me, and wicked tip on that. But this just sits as an emergency knife, and usually it broke recently, but I have a ball chain where I can have this in a necklace configuration to hang around the neck. But just sits in the glove box. Only had it in my pocket once or twice since I've had the thing. But this knife sits in my glove box as well, and this is one I've carried, like I said, a couple times in replacement of the Sebenza. And it's a beautiful, beautiful slip joint. And I'm kind of getting back into slip joints, not fully. I just can't afford it because I do have expensive taste, unfortunately. But this is really cool, and this was also sent to me by a viewer. This slip joint pattern is called a gun stock because it resembles a butt stock of a gun. Okay, it has 2 blades in it. By the way, this is a Queen cutlery knife. Beautiful, really strong half stops here. Okay, the back springs on these Queen knives are very good. And you can kind of hear that. But nice, strong half stop. Wipe the fingerprints off here. We have our large clip point blade. Both blades are D2 tool steel. Very sharp. Strap these up all the time. Every single time I use it, I strap it up. Keep these things hair popping, razor sharp. Gets the job done. Don't always need a locking knife. Okay, even in some harder cutting tasks, it's completely efficient. Secondary blade here is the small drop point. Okay, and this does not get used. This is on a lot of slip joints, I don't use the smaller blades. I keep them razor sharp. So if for some reason I'm doing a lot of cutting, you know, who knows what, but I'm doing a whole crap load of cutting and I need something, a really precise cut, and now my main blade's dull, I always have a razor sharp blade ready to go. Nice bird's eye maple scales on this. Pretty handsome looking knife. So, you know, sometimes I carry it, most times it sits in the glove box. So, that's pretty much it. The triple threat. 3 different EDC setups, 1 full loadout, you know, for colder weather, talking full pants, possibly a jacket or hoodie. Then the second EDC setup is just for a casual, maybe a little bit of a warmer day. I mean, this time of year, look, it was extremely cold today. It's supposed to warm up to like 80 by this weekend. So it's unpredictable. I don't know if I'm going to wear shorts tomorrow or pants. I don't know if I'm going to have a jacket or a t-shirt. You know, so it's good to have a little bit of variety here. And as I've always said, variety is the spice of life. But a lot of different options here, all awesome, high quality stuff. Just kind of change it up all the time. You guys know that. But I also want to just show you my work EDC, which really is very simple. You know, there's not a whole lot going on there. Flashlight gets used the most, multi-tool, and a little teeny tiny knife on the keys that no one even knows is there. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the incredibly long video. It was so long that I had my TV like on pause, so it wouldn't have background noise, and it unpaused. And that's never happened. That means that this video is way too long. But had some fun with it. We had some jokes. It was an emotional roller coaster. We laughed, we cried. It was amazing, man. Do it again. Yeah. So anyway, truly hope you enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.